Hello YouTube, welcome back to the Ficsit faction server, and you might be wondering why I'm in this location, stood here, doing nothing. It's because we need power. And today I'm going to rectify that problem. We need rubber, plastic and power out of one build. So this is where I'm going to build it. I do have a road that goes across there, and the build will start over there, and I have another road that's coming across this way, and this is where we're going to be collecting our oil. So the first thing I'm going to do is put some extractors down for the oil and start piping up all this section. Time for pipes. Okay, so I have the pipes over here, and I've got to this road where the building's going to start, and I've decided to go underneath here, under the water, through this side, under the road, and then out the other side. And what I'm planning on doing is having this sloped foundation running all the way down with a floor underneath it, and maybe even a wall up the side of there, and having the pipes run down. Thought it'd be a nice idea, and it stops any problems with the cars coming down this road. So next thing to do is to go and decorate the extractors and the pipelines, and then once I've done that, we'll get back to this area and start making progress on the build. So let's go and decorate this section up. So this is kind of what I've gone with the extractors. Just a nice flat area for it to go. I've run the sides off down into the sand or grass, etc., all the way around, just to give it a smooth edge. And then I've put the frames and then the pillars over the top of the frames like this. Put that like that, just to get that sort of texture. I thought it looked all right, so I've put a frame around here and to the back wall, just a big wall at the back with some rails. And what I've done with power is I've connected it to the wall there, but then it goes inside the wall, comes down under here. If I can just show you, comes down under there, and then power runs underneath there, connecting to this, and then I'm going to run power down these so you can't see the wire. That's the plan going forward. So now that I've done one, I need to go and do 3 more, and also figure out a way of decorating these pipelines so they're not just sat on floating concrete. And there we have that. The pipeline is done, all nice and neatly collected. runs down to the road. So now what we need to do is start working on the road and the actual building itself, where it can start getting a bit more interesting. So first of all, let's extend these across. Definitely needs a little wall here. Continue to make this a road. So let me bring you up to speed. So we're going to have two pipes running down this side of the road and two pipes running down this side of the road. Now, two of those pipes are 300s and two of them are 600s. So because they're in 300s and 600s, only makes sense to do 10 of these at once because it requires 30 oil per. So that there is 300 oil. And I need 30 of those for plastic and 30 for rubber. So I'm doing them in lines of 10. So there's going to be 3 lines of 10 this way, and then same on the other side. And I'm using these little water canals here to feed all the machines. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go put in all 60 of these and run the pipe work, and then I'll be right back, just so you know what I'm doing. So I've got all the pipes hooked up to all 60 of them. All 60 refineries, all the oil connected up, every pipe all along, which took quite a while. And I've done all the piping down the canals here. So what's left to do is the piping that's coming out, which is going to run that way down and around the building that way. I've also put this up here. Now the reason for this is, what I'm thinking is all the plastic from this side, the rubber from that side, it's all going to come down here onto this platform, and then I'm going to run it this way, this big platform here. Now this is going to be where we're putting our train station. So all the materials will come to these lanes, run down and fill the train. And I'm going to run the train line around the building. So if I just show you, so we've got the road here that connects straight to the other road over there. And obviously the train lines are on there. So I'm going to run the train lines down the side of the road here, and then they're going to turn, go around the building, stop at the train station there, and then go around, come back and go down the other side. So that's the reason I've put all this up and what I've got planned so far. Now also, these pillars here, not only are they going to be for decoration, but I'm thinking I've got my power line along my pipes and I'm going to connect it to the building, and then I'm going to run them up here and daisy chain across so you can't even see the wires. And I'm going to do that with each one. So ultimately what we've got to do is pipes going out, all 60 of them, connect all the power, that's what I'm going to be doing next, and putting all these in and running the lines down, putting the train station in. And then once I've done all that, which will take quite a while, I'll come back to you and we'll talk about what the next stage is. So after a lot of work, we have all the wires running through all these now, powering all the oh, see that there? Ugh. There we go. All the wires powering all of them up. So the plastic and rubber is set up now. We have all the feeds coming down, like I said, down this part and then into the train station. We've got going on. All the outlet pipes for the heavy oil residue is ready to go. They will be fed this way, and now we're looking at fuel production. So 15 refineries to turn all that heavy oil residue into fuel. So once I've set all that up, then I've got to find a spot for 50 fuel generators for the power. So what I'm thinking is I've got a little marking out here for where the pipes are going to go. We're going to produce fuel which is going out this way, and then I'm thinking somehow dividing 50 generators up in that circle. Once that's done, we're ready to fire it up. Now once we fire it up, it's going to be a slow, tedious process, because if I fire it all up at once, I'll probably blow the fuse. So we'll be doing that individually, like a few of these machines, 2 of these machines, and fuel gens. And then as the fuel gens fire up, we'll start firing more up at a time. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get all the heavy oil residue fed across, load all these up, get it all ready, and get my fuel generators in and put them all out, all 50 of them, and get the power up and running. And once I've done that, I'll then come back to you, because after that we're going to go back through the whole build and start decorating it from front to back. So I'll see you when I've done that. Okay guys, so all the refineries are in, all the generators are in, all 50 of them, and everything's piped up, everything's wired up. We're actually ready to fire it up. And just down here I have got my 2 lines ready to connect. So power's coming in from the train line, so from the station to this pole, and this pole connects the whole rest of this build. You can see there's 2,426 megawatts here needed, and there's very little room. So I'm gonna give it a go. I'm gonna connect it, and hopefully some of those generators will fire up quick enough. If not, then I might have to go around the world and unpower some things. So let's see how it goes. And there it goes. There it goes. Okay, so the plan is I'm going to go and shut down my iron forge, because I know that takes a lot of power. Let's take the car. So what we're going to do is we're going to wait for the train to pass, and then I'm going to snip this line, which gives us power to all of that, which you can see there and there. I know that takes a lot of power, so if we get rid of that for now, go back, get that running, come back and fire this back up, we should be okay. Here comes the train. And disconnect. Well, apparently that wasn't enough. On the road again. On the road again. Sorry, makeup. Just had to turn off your steel factory. Sorry, bud. On the road again. Come on. Come on, get the fuel in them generators. Yeah, baby, up to 4,000 megawatts. Okay, so it's going, it's running and it's powered, and power is increasing slowly. I'm just going to go around the build and see if there's any issues. So there we have everything up and running, except for some reason, even though I've done the maths 10-15 times over, they're not all quite getting filled. As you can see at the end there, they're going red, and then they're starting again just like that. So I don't know if pipe work is extremely buggy on servers. You'll have to let me know in the comments if they are, or if there's any way I can fix that, because at the moment I can't balance that power out. It's just up and down all the time. So yeah, if you know what's wrong with it and you can tell me, drop a comment for me, please. But now that's everything up and running, the place looks a mess. So I need to start decorating. So I'm going to start with the train line at the front and the road. Then I will work on this area where the refineries are for heavy oil residue. Then the train station, and finally the back bit where all the generators are. So I might do a little montage and then come back with the full finished thing. And there we have it. So here's the road. The track coming down one side, loops around, goes around and comes back the other. You'll see that in a moment. Let's come in and join under the waterways there. And it's a road. What else is there to say? So front of the building is all done. So I've got a nice little pattern on there on either side. And then in the center we have the doorway and the window above. Some nice lights there. As we come in, there's two lit lights there for each stairway going up. So at the bottom you can see all the pipe work going in. Same on both sides obviously, and then it does the same there and at the end. If it's to take you up the stairs, you've got the lines where you can see the belts working, the rubber on this side and the plastic on that side. Just at the back here there is a walkway, and the walkway takes you around this whole encased building. So with the roof, I just left little slats open for the chimneys just to pop out, and they just about fit, which I thought looked quite cool. And this pathway will take you all the way around, so you can see all the internals of the rubber and plastic area. This side here is exactly the same as the other side, which is just over there. So coming back into the center, these pathways take you over to this end where the train station is. There's not a lot here. You can go back down that way or come onto this, but this is where the train's loading up, and as you can see, it is rammed full. So we do have splitters here that run them off to the sinks there for tickets, and because I don't want it to back up, because we are producing fuel for power, which we're about to get to in a minute. So if I come back down here, and that gives you access to this sink on this side, and same for the other side. And you can see there the train line that goes around the building that way. So if we go down the bottom again and we turn this way, this is the entrance to where the power is being produced. We have this, like, I don't know what kind of shape to call this, but it's like a half circle there to about here, and then it's a flat building, and then half circle round to the other side. And I've decorated it up. I think it looks pretty sweet. Turning around, looking back at the train station, I've decorated the front of that, and then you've got these bits that stick out here where you can see the train coming through. So it's half open. In here we have the 15 refineries that are making fuel. So we have 68 refineries over there in total, 30 making plastic, 30 making rubber, words, cool. So that's 600 of each per minute, and then that's giving us 900 heavy oil residue, which comes to here, and then these refineries turn that 900 heavy oil residue into fuel. So then once the fuel's made, it is sent out here to our 50 generators that make all our power. Quick question for you guys. Everything is mathed up and done correctly, and the numbers, I've ran them 10-15 times. However, when you go down this end, you see that turn red and that turn red? It's like we're not making enough fuel, but I know we are. And I've even put shards in these to make more fuel, and that still happens. So I don't know if there's a bug in the pipe work when it comes to servers or whatever, but if you do know, leave me a comment and let me know please, and I can try and fix that, because at the moment I can't stand this wiggly line. I want that one perfect straight line. As for the generators, if I go up top, just standing on the roof here, they are done in the circle shape but going out. They've each got their own platform. Pipework runs underneath the walkways, and you've got obviously the walkways that take you down each one. This one's a little more dangerous than most. If you actually stand on the edge of that platform, the edge of the world barrier starts to kill you. So that's how far we've come out, as you can see from the shoreline over there. And just because I forgot to show you, I've got this glass ceiling in this room with the lights at the doorway and the windows pointing outwards. So I hope you enjoyed this style of episode with more building involved and a different way of editing. Let me know in the comments whether you like it, dislike it, or whatever, so I know how to take my videos going forward. Don't forget to check out the other channels, Maker Gaming and Bed Plays Games, and see what they're doing on the server. Until next time, bye bye.